All right, Calc students, this is another lesson video for your review units to start the fall 2020 semester. All right, this is in page 10A in that calculus review unit practice problems fall 2020 packet. This is number 6. Find all solutions of the given equation in the interval 0 to 2 pi. Now, this is where, and I have a few videos up as prereq knowledge that we need to know the unit circle. Okay, it's asking for unit circle angles. All right, so you might get an answer cosine of 1/2. So you're going to have to know what on the unit circle is cosine. Remember cosine, we talked about in one of my videos, cosine theta, x value, sine theta, y value. Okay, so because cosine is adjacent over the hypotenuse. Okay, the hypotenuse is 1 here, so we're going to divide by 1. If everything's 1, then you're really looking at the horizontal displacement, vertical displacement. Talk about sine. Okay, so cosine x, sine y. Again, you have the 3 families, which I mentioned in the video, and then 0 and pi halves and 3 pi halves. No big deal. We can just kind of vision where they are in the circle. Again, the unit circle is a circle with radius 1. Okay, so yes, this is going to pop up throughout the year, and just got to know how to do it. Okay, we might find min-max values for a function, take derivative, set it equal to 0. Then you're going to have to figure out quickly, cosine theta is 1/2, where, when's my derivative 0? Oh no. Okay, so taking derivatives of trig functions. So we're going to have to know this. Please know this unit circle. Okay, find all solutions of the given equation in 0 to 2 pi. So 2 sine x plus 1 is 0. Might have done one of these in the prereq videos. Move 1 over. 2 sine x is -1. Get sine x all by itself. Divide by 2. So where on the unit circle is sine of your angle, whether it's theta or x, a -1/2? Where do you have a sine ratio of -1/2? Again, sine is y. In what quadrant, first, second, third, or fourth, is y, or sine, negative? Third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Sine is plus or minus 1/2 in the pi 6 family. Pi 6, 5 pi 6, 7 pi 6, 11 pi 6. So x equals 7 pi 6 and 11 pi 6. Again, you can have this on your homework, but when it comes quiz time, especially for in-person quizzes, you won't have this out. So when is sine -1/2? Right there. Right there. 2 sine x minus √3 is 0. Add √3 to both sides. Divide by 2. When is sine? We're going to have a lot of sine here. When is sine √3 over 2? Again, sine being the y. When is it positive? Sine is positive in the first and the second quadrants. It is √3 over 2. Obviously not in the pi 6 family. In the pi 6 family, it's plus or minus 1/2. So in the other family, pi thirds. Sine is √3 over 2, the y value, when theta or x is pi thirds, 60 degrees, or right there, 2 pi thirds. All right. There you go. See, not too painful. In terms of the amount of work that you need to do, not a lot of work at all. Oh my gosh. Think of this as x squared minus 2x minus 3. How would that factor? Well, it would be x minus 3x plus 1. So it's going to be sine x minus 3. Sine x plus 1 equals 0. Cover-up method. Sine x minus 3 is 0. So sine x is 3. Cover-up method. Sine x plus 1 is 0. Or sine is a -1. Where on the unit circle do you have a y value of -1? Y value of -1 down here. Okay, the furthest south the unit circle goes at √3 over 2, 270 degrees. First off, sine and cosine are never bigger than 1. You never get a value bigger than 1. So that is no solution. 3 pi halves. 13 cosine squared x plus cosine x is 0. Think of that as x squared plus x equals 0. Factorize the cosine x. So you have cosine x times cosine x plus 1. Cover up method, cosine x equals 0. Cosine x plus 1 is 0. When is cosine x 0? So again, cosine is the x value. So when is x 0 on the unit circle? What am I looking at? It's 0 there and there. So at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. When is x negative 1 on the unit circle? It's there. Cosine x is negative 1 right there. So you have 3 answers. Pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, and pi. All right, and we'll do the other ones in class. These are not impossible. Challenging, but not impossible. All right, then also from page 10a, 14, which is just like it before. And then this is the last of those. So it's really like the one I just did. Factor out the sine x they have in common. Cover up method. You know, sine x equals 0. Sine x minus 1 is 0. Okay, so when is sine x 0, or when is your y value 0 in the unit circle? The y value is 0, there and there. Notice how it was 0 to 2 pi, but 2 pi had a parenthesis around it because 0 and 2 pi are the same location. So I'm going to call it 0. Then your y value is 0 here at pi. Your y value is 1 here at pi over 2. Those are your 3 answers. Okay, then we have something from the earlier part of pre-calculus. This is also in a trig prereq video. So sine of theta is 1/2 and theta is in the second quadrant. 0, 90 degrees or pi over 2, 180 degrees or pi, 270 degrees or 3 pi over 2, and again 360 or 2 pi. So find cosine theta and tan theta, add that in. So in the second quadrant, you have a sine ratio of opposite over opposite over hypotenuse of 1/2. Pythagorean theorem is going to give you root 3. Now, you always get a positive when you do the Pythagorean theorem, but you're going to the left, so it's negative root 3 over 2. Cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. Now I'm going to multiply top and bottom by root 3 over 3. Again, if you have one of those, was that the TI-30XS? Again, I had it on another video. It'll do that for you. If you type in 1 divided by the square root or negative root 3, it'll pump out that answer for you. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, so anytime we did sine inverse, cosine inverse, and tan inverse in geometry, you were trying to figure out like how many degrees theta is. You had to maybe solve a right triangle. And you would say, all right, cosine of theta. If cosine of theta is 3 over 5, then cos inverse of 3 over 5 will give me my angle. So think of this as an angle. It wants to know what is tangent theta. What is tangent theta given that theta has a cosine ratio of 3/5? Now we'll talk about in class why this is in the first quadrant. So first off, if you type cosine inverse of 3/5, you're going to get a positive degree in the first quadrant. So it's a first quadrant triangle here. Pythagorean theorem, you get 4. This is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Memorize those so you save time. Then what is tangent of theta? Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Tan theta is 4/3. And that is it for video number 7, a quick video there. This has been a pleasure. This is Yakman Video signing out.